5 days later and has been charged with the murder.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. It is a Wednesday, the 11th day of December for 2024. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports. Going to be talking about some coaching changes at Nebraska on the defensive side of the ball coming up this hour. Another player heading into the transfer portal. The Nebraska women's basketball team will be in action tonight, a non-conference game with Tarleton State coming up here from Texas. Hastings College basketball teams will be in action last night, and a full slate of high school basketball played around the area last night, including a couple of wins for the Adams Central basketball teams over Wood River. So we'll talk about that coming up throughout the hour as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios here this morning. Good morning.
And a good morning to you, Mike, as we wake up and get going here on halfway through the work week. And coming up on the local news front, we'll hear more about a bill signing ceremony yesterday for bills affecting the Nebraska National Guard. And we'll also hear about another court challenge in regards to the state's medical marijuana issue, that issue not going away anytime soon. So much more to come on that on the news front, and you mentioned on the coaching front. Let's go ahead and dive into this. You told me about 2 minutes before the show, you looked at your phone, and guess who took a job? Guess who took the North Carolina job? Bill Belichick, back in action, back on the sidelines, and clearly a football guy that just is bored and is clueless how to live his life any other way than the football way. So back in action, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he takes the job at North Carolina, and I understand he presented North Carolina officials with like a 400-page organizational Bible that he once enacted as one of the terms to become the head coach in North Carolina. So he's going to run the North Carolina program, he's already said, like an NFL team. Like nutritional things and things that probably a lot of college teams are already doing, but North Carolina probably is not. He's going to run the North Carolina like a miniature NFL team. He says the only difference is going to be they're not going to have NFL players yet. But he says he's gonna run North Carolina like an NFL team. So Bill Belichick is back in the coaching ranks. How many years do you give him there? A couple. Maybe two.
If you're presenting like a 400-page manifesto, like, aren't you planning on sticking around for a while? Like, to at least see the fruition of your 400-page
Well, he's got to do something like he's going to stay. You know, when you start a new job, you anticipate you're going to stay there for a while. But in all reality, what do you expect Belichick to spend at North Carolina? I'll say 2 years.
I'm going to take the overs, but only just. Like, give me the 3 to 4 window. 3 to 4 year window over there at North Carolina. I think he wants to obviously have enough time to get his changes implemented. But beyond that, 3 to 4 years.
What happens if an NFL team calls him? What happens if they call him next year?
That's a great question.
What if they call him next year?
Do you think he's done with the NFL? Like,
no, I don't.
You don't think he's done with the NFL?
No.
Like, this move to college wasn't maybe just some way that he could stay involved in football but not have to worry about the drama and the locker room and the divas of the NFL? You don't think he's through with all that crap?
Evidently included in that 400-page document is a provision for his son. His son is going to move on to coach in North Carolina, and don't be surprised that there's a little clause in there that he's going to be the next head coach. So Bill's probably taking care of his son. He's going to, and he was on the New England staff with him. So he's gonna move with Bill to North Carolina along with his young girlfriend. and they'll take over the job at North Carolina. And I bet there's a provision in that 400 pages somewhere that Bill is going to present to the administrators there at North Carolina that his son is going to be the next head coach of North Carolina.
Belichick and Son Coaching Incorporated. That's a great clause.
LLC.
Yeah, oh, there you go. LLC. I like it.
So anyway, that was
good luck to him. Yeah.
That was just breaking news. Just as we came on, I hit that up, and there was a little tweet there that Bill Belichick just took the job at North Carolina. So that's breaking news for you this morning. We've got news on the coaching front at Nebraska all over the place. We've hired 3 new people. Actually, they promoted John Butler to the defensive coordinator's position. That was kind of expected. Phil Snow, who is on staff as a consultant, is now the associate head coach at Nebraska. And Matt Rule is now invading the Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff and stealing away our assistant defensive line coach for the Chiefs. He's now going to be at Nebraska. And then a former Nebraska coach is moving on to join the staff at Florida State with all of our other coaches. So a lot has transpired here in the past 24 hours as far as coaches are concerned.
Yeah, I saw the tweet come yesterday about the defensive line coach coming over from the Kansas City Chiefs. Coach Rule was able to establish some of those connections. And you talk about John Butler, secondary coach over with the Buffalo Bills, moving over, and now the Chiefs defensive line coach coming over. So getting some guys with some NFL experience, knowing what it takes to get to that next level, and very similar to like the promises that Coach Bill Belichick made. Knows what it takes to get NFL talent and plans on developing NFL players over at North Carolina. I mean, very similar here. We're picking up some really, really big hires from that coaching staff standpoint. So plenty of buzz to be excited about from Big Red Land for sure.
Terry Braden is a guy that we're stealing from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been the assistant defensive line coach for the past 4 years. He's been on staff at Kansas City for 8 years. He's going to finish the season with the Chiefs before joining the Huskers. So if Kansas City makes a run in the playoffs, he'll just stay with Kansas City. I assume that means he's not going to be with the Huskers during the bowl week preparations.
Probably not.
So anyway, he's going to stay with Kansas City. Oh yeah, it's not that important to get a defensive line coach up for bowl preparations. Anyway, bowl practice I guess is underway, and Matt Rule is going to join us a bit later on in the hour. He was on the Big Ten Network last night to talk about the Huskers' trip to the Pinstripe Bowl. Woohoo! The Pinstripe Bowl and the bowl preparation. So we'll hear from the coach here coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and I found it interesting on the bowl season standpoint. You mentioned we got that military bowl that's going to be coming up. That leads things off on Friday. You get to that 6-win plateau and you're like, all right, we get a few extra weeks of practice, unless you're in the military bowl, in which case you're turning around and playing on Friday right away. So just a couple weeks off there as bowl preparations are already underway. I see my sheet made its way over from your fax machine, so we'll get to work on the college bowl pool. But interesting on like these bowls, Mike, is that with the roster shakeup and the transfer portal, some players declaring for the draft, you've got coaching shakeups. This to me, like as I was like looking over this bullshit, is 100% luck at this point, because it's a crapshoot. I mean, you could take a look at the body of work from these teams that made bowl games, and you can look at the past season and think, okay, well that's clearly a circle there, and maybe 25 confidence points. But do you have confidence points after all of the shakeup that these programs are going through in their bowl games to accurately pick a winner with any confidence points? I mean,
yeah, you're going to have to really sit down and do your homework.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of players that are not playing. Mm-hmm. I saw the list the other day, and it's long, and it will continue to be added to here in the next couple of weeks as these bowl games and players figure out their futures. There's some teams that might be like 10-1, maybe 9-2, 8-3. So you say, yeah, hell, they're going to win.
Oh no doubt.
And then you find out when it comes on the tube, oh no, 28 players are not playing for this team. They decided to bypass. So you're going to have to do your homework if you're involved in some of those bowl pools. And maybe this year, more than any time, you got to figure out who's in the transfer portal. They might not even have a quarterback, or they might be down to their fourth-string quarterback for a bowl game. Matt said on Big Ten Network last night that he is classifying the bowl game as the first game of the 2025 season.
So he's going to probably play it like that.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see some younger guys play.
Yeah. Gonna play it like that, bring in some younger guys and get that opportunity. Let's see. I think IT. Oh my, yeah, okay.
What's happening?
Oh, an IT man is talking about the fact that there needs to be a clause that states that you must play through the bowl game to receive NIL funding. I don't know. That's tough.
Why open the transfer portal when a lot of teams are going through bowl preparations? Couldn't that wait? Couldn't that wait until like January 1st?
Doesn't it have to deal with getting on campus by January or getting registered for classes? Yeah. There's a deadline there that I don't think you could do because these bowl games take forever. Like bowl season stretches all the way through the first part of January now.
But move it back to late in the process then.
Okay.
Not right stab in the middle of everything. Yeah. The transfer portal window opens.
I'm with that. I don't know about like affecting the NIL dollars, and I get it. If you're not playing for a national championship, if you're not part of the college football playoff, if you have any draft stock whatsoever, you're not going to take that additional risk to potentially get injury. And plus, you got guys like Matt Rule who are straight up are saying, we're going to treat this like the first game of next season. You're going to get a look at the future. We're probably not going to have on for 4 quarters our big senior contributors that have any sort of draft stock whatsoever. And I get it. That's a tough area to navigate. And to say that, to receive NIL funds, you got to play through the bowl game and be pot committed to games that are essentially irrelevant. I don't know. That's tough for me.
You're not going to get your NIL funds unless you finish out the week with me. Yeah, and if you decide to take off like Thursday or Friday, you're not going to get your NIL funds. So why should football players finish the season? Then you'll get your NIL funds.
Is the bowl season really this season? I mean,
I think it is.
I think it's lost so much relevance because of the nature of college football and being more and more and more and more like the program or the pro game with each passing year, to the point where college football is a business right now, right? I don't know that bowl games, on the grand scheme of things, matter that much to not only the players or the coaches.
But I don't think they're going to go away. I don't think bowl games are going to go away because there's too much money involved.
No, there's revenue.
Yep.
Yeah, the ESPN is no dummy. They know what to put on a random Wednesday night to draw eyeballs, and that's college football. So bowl season is going to continue.
Yeah, they're not going to go away.
I don't consider it part of a requirement for players to play. And I was originally so against it. And the more and more like I see it happen, the more and more you figure it out. And you realize like it's not a necessity to play these damn bowl games.
So you're going to sit down and watch a watered down game with I don't watch a preseason NFL football. Only for that fact. I don't care that the third and fourth stringers are out there. Once the season begins, we're not going to see these guys anyway. So I very rarely watch an NFL football game. Are you going to, as a football fan, are you going to sit down and watch a watered-down Pinstripe Bowl in the middle of December, at the end of December?
Yes.
If you're a casual college football fan, you will because you bet football.
I will because A, I bet football, and B, I'm a diehard Husker fan. But that
let's not use the Pinstripe Bowl then.
Okay,
let's use the Military Bowl. You're going to sit down and watch a watered down Military Bowl.
Is it Friday night?
You said it was Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night. Oh, so no, Saturday.
So there's probably going to be other things you're going to watch.
Yeah, there's.
But if the frontline players are playing, you're probably going to bet on it, so you'll probably watch it. I don't know. I can see both sides of the fence here.
Yeah, you're watching college football, right? Because all that else is on is NBA and NHL seasons, but still have 85 more games to go before champions are even thought about being crowned, before playoffs are. I mean, yeah, there's nothing else on. College football has the stage. And I guess if a pro game would go up against it head-to-head, I might be more inclined to watch the pro game than the Military Bowl.
I think that's later on in the season, in a week or two. I think I think the pro guys do play some Saturday games. So anyway, just a couple of things that we'll throw out there today. If you'd like to chime in, you can on our social media sites, either on Facebook Live, on Twitch, wherever you're listening to us or watching us this morning. If you'd like to call in, you can, 402-834-1330. I gave some people some guff last night for not joining us on the show. People that are regulars on this show, because I know you're watching and listening. I gave them guff last night at the basketball game. I said, hell, call in. Call in. We're experts on nothing. We're not going to make a fool of you. Call in. We'd like to get into some friendly early morning conversation. So 402-834-1330. Our lines are wide open for you if you want to discuss what's going on at Nebraska or anything else on your mind. I'm tired of winter already. I'm tired of winter.
First snowstorm?
Yeah, I was doing the game last night. I had some people come in and say, boy, it's really snowing outside. I said, are you kidding me? And I got out last night after the game, and, I had to scrape my windows. And I said, here we go. Here we go. On the 10th day of December, we have a snow for the first time. We'll have to put up with this crap now until March.
I got to roll that tape back a little bit. Roll that tape back. You said you scraped your windows? I heard a different story because you can't find your snow scraper.
Well, I can't. The one that is in my car is busted from last year. One of those days that we had, like, ice and...
Yeah, like 2 inches thick of ice. Oh, God.
I broke my ice scraper, so I just kind of flung the snow off. I used my windshield wiper.
Sure.
And I turned on the car and let her warm up a little bit. So I will attempt to locate my ice scraper today. If not, I'll have to break down and maybe rob the business account and go down and buy me an ice scraper for my vehicle.
Don't be taking out of my nil account to get your ice scraper.
So anyway, if you want to talk about the weather, you can chime in with us as well. I'm sure you're so thrilled about it today as I am. And I see some schools are already some late starts today. Oh, yeah, I saw Blue Hill.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Blue Hill was starting at 10.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that this morning. So you might want to check on your schools. Most of them are going to start at regular time, but there's going to be a handful that start a little bit late because there could be some icy conditions, icy road conditions out there. So if you're on your way to work or school this morning, drive with care. We always got to mention that as we head into the winter driving season. We got to kind of change our ways with our driving. Yeah, instead of rolling at 85 down the Highway 281, you might want to slow down just a skosh. Maybe get down to the speed limit, gang, and run just at 75 today because there could be some slippery spots out there, especially on the bridges today.
I was talking about that yesterday with a few patrons, and we got into the winter weather discussion as the snowflakes started flying, and everyone learned my second favorite F word, or second favorite four-letter word, which actually coincides with the first favorite four-letter word. Anyways, they were said in conjunction, and we got to talking about it, and we all agreed. I would rather have 2 feet of snow than like that little freezing drizzle rain crap that puts a good 2 inches of ice layer down on the roads, and every, like clockwork, every first winter storm that you see, it's like we lose our minds behind the wheel and we forget how to drive in winter weather. Like what? As if we forgot over the past 365 days how to drive during winter weather. These people that are coming just flying through, thinking that they can hit these red lights and stop at a normal distance and are sliding through intersections and colliding with cars. Like clockwork. Look at the police report. The day after your first big snowstorm or your first big ice storm, it's vehicle accident, all down the line because people just lose their ever-loving minds during their first snowstorm. Oh, I don't remember how to drive in the winter. I'm going to do 35.
How long we've been doing this?
Yeah.
It never changes. You've been around this part of the woods here for the past several years. It happens every year. So use your mind today. Use your mind instead of your foot.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Use your mind instead of your foot, Mike says.
I mean, with all of our wonderful state slogans that we have for public safety, like make it count or make it click, make it count, whatever the hell with that new one is, go ahead and throw that one in there. Use your mind, not your foot.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing that we've come up with in a while.
Yeah, for experts on nothing.
Yeah, we're not experts on anything.
This anyway, announcement brought to you by Extreme Sports.
402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to join us. If you'd like to talk about Bill Belichick. Boy, but the media people in North Carolina are excited about that. Hey, we get to follow Bill Belichick around during the football season. Coach, what about your starting quarterback for this week? I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. We'll have somebody out there. Coach, what about your opponents coming up this weekend? They're a good football team.
Yeah,
pretty good football team.
Play, they execute.
Coach, why did you get blown out 56-7? You saw it.
You saw the game.
Didn't execute. God, is he the most driest individual you've ever seen in life?
He's a Bo Pelini with like the polar opposite. Like he has the same amount of responses and the same amount of like quick temper with the media, but he's so dry in the way he delivers it. I can't wait. Like they're gonna be those poor football reporters.
Just got a tweet from somebody that says that someone just slid off a Highway 6 and took out a street light.
Jesus.
Already.
Slick down there.
So that's what I mean.
I just told you that Highway 6, I'm assuming southbound?
No, that's Highway 281. Highway 6 is east-west.
Yeah, east and west. 6.
Yeah, so somebody slid off a Highway 6 and took a street light already. That's what we're saying. There could be some slick spots out there. There's not a lot of snow. If you're just waking up and haven't peeked outdoors yet, not a lot of snow. My dog loves it. This is her favorite time of the year. I told her for weeks now that her schedule is going to have to change. She's not going to be able to go out for like periods of 20 minutes while I'm doing everything else to get ready for the show each and every morning. I told her that her schedule is going to have to change. She said, the hell it is. She went outside her usual time. She spent her 20 minutes outside.
There you go.
She didn't care. So anyway, bundle up. It is a little chilly outdoors, and we'll get you started on this. And again, there are some schools that are on the late starts today. Anyway, you're waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. It's already 7:22.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Local news this hour is brought to you by the Hastings Federal Credit Union, lighting the way to financial success since 1946. Hastings Federal Credit Union is proud to be your trusted long-term financial partner. As a nonprofit financial cooperative, the credit union is owned by the members who join, and joining the credit union is as simple as opening a primary savings account. Committed to providing the highest level of quality services, the Hastings Federal Credit Union provides banking services to all those living or working in Adams, Clay, Webster, Nuckolls, Thayer, and Fillmore counties. And with affordable loan rates, mobile banking, and a friendly staff that treats you like family, why would you go anywhere else? Hastings Federal Credit Union, 707 North Marion Road, or online at hastingsfcu.org. Hastings Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender. We start off north in Grand Island, where the annual showcase featuring some of the best bull riders and rodeo queens is set to return to the Heartland Event Center in 2025. From February 28th through March 1st, Rodeo Grand Island will be back on the dirt inside the Heartland Event Center. The award-winning team from Sutton Rodeo returns after recently earning a Round 4 top bull win at the Wrangler National Finals in Vegas. There were no injuries related to a vehicle fire in Kearney on Monday morning. The Kearney Volunteer Fire Department posted on Facebook saying it appears that the fire started in the engine compartment of the vehicle and that had been started to warm the vehicle up. No damage to the residents was reported in the incident. Meanwhile, we head to the capital city where Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen held a mass bill signing ceremony yesterday to make laws aimed at helping Nebraska National Guard members. Pillen was joined in the signing by the legislation's introducers, Senator Tom Brewer, Lauren Lippincott, and Rita Sanders. One law changes the maximum age for the adjutant general, allowing them to serve until at least 66 years of age. Another law exempts Nebraska National Guard income from state income taxes. A third eliminated a limitation on the amount of tuition credits available to Nebraska National Guard members. And lastly, a law which changes incentive payment provisions relating to recruitment and retention for the Nebraska National Guard. The ceremony took place at the Army Aviation Support Facility in Lincoln. And former state senator John Keane remains laser-focused on preventing Nebraskans from medical marijuana despite a previously failed court challenge and the issue being widely passed by voters in November. The request for an injunction was filed yesterday over the medical marijuana petitions. Keane argues that the ballot initiative charged with creating a state regulatory system for medical marijuana violates federal law. Here we go again. 7:25, we'll swing things back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's happening in sports?
Well, Nebraska is promoting John Butler to the defensive coordinator's position. Butler had been serving as the team's secondary coach. He served as Penn State's defensive coordinator in 2013 and then followed Coach Bill O'Brien to the Houston Texans, where he coached the secondary from 2014 to 2017. He was also with the Buffalo Bills. In addition, Rule is set to name Phil Snow as the team's associate head coach. Snow has served as Rule's defensive coordinator at Temple, Baylor, and with the Carolina Panthers. He joined the Nebraska staff as a consultant last month after spending the 2023 season as a senior defensive analyst for the Chicago Bears. Nebraska is also set to hire Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach Terry Braden as the defensive line coach. Braden has spent the last 8 seasons with the Chiefs, the past 4 as the team's assistant defensive line coach. A former Nebraska assistant coach is joining the staff at Florida State. Defensive passing game coordinator and secondary coach Evan Cooper has been hired as the safeties coach for the Seminoles. Cooper resigned from his role at Nebraska in July of 2024 for personal reasons. He joins former defensive coordinator Tony White and former defensive line coach Terrence Knighton at Florida State. A.J. Rollins has entered the transfer portal. The Omaha Creighton Prep graduate was a tight end during the 2024 season after spending time in the defensive line in 2023. The Nebraska women's basketball team will face Tarleton State tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The Huskers are 8-1 in the season after Sunday's 84-65 win over Minnesota. The Texans are 5-5. Tip-off for the game will be at 7. Hastings College basketball teams will play at Concordia tonight. The Bronco women are 6-2 in the season. The men are 1-7. Women's game will be at 6 with the men to follow at 7:45. We'll have the action here on your exclusive home for Bronco Sports. That's Extreme Sports. It'll be coming up by 45 this afternoon for the pregame show. Hunter Nepple scored 29 points to lead Adams Central to a 64-49 win over Wood River last night at the Patriots Gym. Adams Central connected on 47% of their field goals in the game, but were just 3 of 20 from three-point range. Christian Johnson led the Eagles with 22 points. Adams Central is now 2-1. In the girls' game, Adams Central held Wood River to just 3 points in the second quarter and beat the Eagles 64-54. Kendall Consbrook hit 5 3-pointers and finished with 24 points. Briley Nienheiser had 19. Laney Polk had 21 points for the Eagles. Adams Central is now 1-2 on the season. Elsewhere in boys basketball from last night, Giltner beat Elba by the score of 44-5. Holdridge got by Donovan Trumbull 67-53. Minden defeated Lexington 60-47. Palmer ran past Harvard 64-25. Silver Lake beat Axtell 62-54. And Sutton down Heartland 56-28. In girls basketball from last night, Holdridge beat Donovan Trumbull 49-22. Kearney got by Lincoln Southeast 44-35. Kennesaw edged Loomis 44-39. Minden blew out Lexington 62-19. Palmer defeated Harvard 44-19. Silver Lake defeated Axtell 48-24. And Sutton down Heartland 65-24. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning. Now it's 7:30 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After that burst of snow last night, today we'll have plenty of sunshine. It'll still be chilly, though, highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour becoming out of the north-northeast. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, a low around 15 with an east wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Thursday, plenty of sunshine, a high around 30. 13 is the overnight low Thursday night into Friday, and then Friday afternoon, a chance of a wintry mix. Light snow possible Friday night. 31 is the high on Friday, and 30s into the weekend.
As you wake up and get going this morning, west winds at 6, gusting up to around 11. We've got partly cloudy skies. It is 20 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
This holiday season, take control of your health and give the gift of wellness at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. From November 10th through December 31st, we're here to help you unwind, rejuvenate, and feel your best. Treat yourself or a loved one to our soothing massages, relaxing head spa scalp treatments, and luxurious Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing benefits of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Looking for an extra special gift? Our gift certificates are the perfect way to share the gift of wellness. Plus, become a member and enjoy 24-hour access to our exclusive therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members also save 20% on all services and 10% on products from our non-toxic retail shop. Give the gift of health, peace, and joy this holiday season only at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center.
Is your phone system holding you back? We know how important smooth, reliable communication is for your success. Whether your team is working from the office or on the go, you need a phone system that keeps up with your busy day. At Hamilton, we offer business phone systems that adapt to your needs, making every call clear and every connection simple. Upgrade to a Hamilton business phone system, where advanced features meet unmatched reliability. Are you ready to transform how you communicate? Better phones, better business. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Extreme Sports has been bringing you the exclusive home of Hastings College Athletics, and we're just getting started. Thanks to our incredible sponsors and your support, Extreme Sports 2 has been a huge success. And now we're excited to announce the launch of Extreme Sports 3. With Extreme Sports 3, you'll get even more local sports coverage. Plus, 24/7 access to Sports by Line, where you'll hear the best in national sports talk. Whether it's Hastings College, high school action, or the latest from around the sports world, we've got it covered across all 3 streams. And don't forget, when we're not broadcasting games, join us weekday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for Huddle Up with Mike Will and Tyson Havronik. It's the perfect way to start your day with sports, news, weather, and great local interviews. So tune in, check out all 3 streams, and stay with us for even more sports coverage coming soon. Thank you to our sponsors for making it all possible, and to you, our listeners, for keeping Extreme Sports strong.
Mike Will, Tyson Havronik with you on this Wednesday morning. It's now 7:33. Talked about the weather. There are some slick spots out there. Somebody just spun off of the highway on Highway 6 and is rusting in the Adams Central football practice field.
Wow, that's scary start to the day.
So there are some slick spots out on the Highway 6, evidently. That's like the second report we've had. Somebody slid into a light pole or a street light. Now somebody has slid off into the Adams Central football practice field.
Give yourself plenty of time today. I mean,
yeah, it's not bad out. Just take it easy.
It's not bad out if you drive with a
little sense,
according to the conditions. Right. I got some comments that have come in via the social media. We'll get to some of these. These are all coming via Twitch. As Eric Little E chiming in saying the college football playoffs, as good as it is, has killed the bowl season. And then further goes on to say, look at attendance of these games during the bowl season. Obviously, the Pinstripe Bowl will be a little bit different because we travel so well, and this is the first time we've made a bowl game in God knows how many years. So I think that one will see different. But if you look at attendance, like in the bowl games themselves, nobody there or at home, it's just background noise. He said he does not see too many people invested in it, and is curious if North Carolina plays Cincinnati. We are on to Cincinnati. I'm not quite sure what that means, but there you go. Your comments coming in, talking about the further irrelevance of the bowl season, despite the fact that we're excited about it, right? Like, because it's football, so I'm still going to watch it because I love college football. So but he's right in the fact that it's on in my television set, but essentially it's background noise. Like, I'm scrolling, I'm on social media, and I'm not paying too much attention to the game unless I'm invested in it or have 27 confidence points on a bowl pool. We got to do stuff like this to keep us interested and to keep us locked in,
keep us intrigued throughout the winter months. That's what we do.
Are we going to go head to head, by the way, in bowl season?
Are you in that pool?
Well, yes, I will be.
Well, I'm going to enter it too, so you can just take your picks. Yeah, we might as well.
We'll
we might as well go head to head
on the standings, right?
Yeah.
I don't think either of us are winning the damn thing, so.
I've cashed at that one before.
Ooh, where'd you go?
A couple of years ago, I think I cashed on that baby.
Blind squirrel finds nut. Well
done. We'll go head to head. When's it start? Friday?
Saturday. Saturday with the
So not only will we have our Blazing 5 picks, and then we'll have to keep up to date on the bowl season. You and I will go head to head.
That'll work.
We'll just pick winners. How's that?
I like that.
Pick winners.
Or do you want to go against the spread?
No. God, no. We are so bad.
Right?
Yeah, let's just pick winners. Or should we have confidence points too? Should we do it like the bowl pool?
Why don't we just
let's do that, and instead of going against the spread, let's just do it like the bowl pool. You pick a winner, and let's give a confidence rating of 1 to 40. That's I think that's how many bowl games that are on that sheet. We'll just follow that sheet that I sent you yesterday.
Yep.
We'll just follow the sheet, and we'll just have confidence points.
Keep up to date on the standings tab, and
there we go.
All
right. In addition to our Blazing 5,
give people some extra juice on Fridays.
That's because everybody downloads the Friday show all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They download our Friday show. It's amazing how many downloads we get for our Friday show to listen to a bunch of losers.
Oh, we were at since the start, I think 4,098 downloads or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a crazy number that IT gave me last week.
Frank Solich and Danny Woodhead were inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame last night in Las Vegas.
There you go.
Former Husker coach Frank Solich, Danny Woodhead, who played in the NFL, ran at Chadron State.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of local people, so to speak, College Football Hall of Fame out in Vegas last night.
Did you see who Scott Frost hired?
Not yet.
Scott Frost is already making a hire. He's found a quarterback's coach. His former quarterback, Mackenzie Milton, is now the quarterback's coach over at Central Florida.
I ran into some. Obviously, we played Wood River last night.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of talk. Everybody from Wood River, they're back on the Scott Frost bandwagon.
Oh, sure.
And I heard a lot that one guy has close ties to Scott. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have been mentioning this, but I am anyway. He don't know. That Scott is going to try to hire a lot of his old staff back that he had back when he was at Central Florida the first time. Because they said they're going to hire the old coaches back. I said, Nebraska coaches? They said, no, the Central Florida coaches.
Yeah.
So, Milton was the quarterback back in the 13-0 season. So why not? Why not put him on staff, pay him?
Yeah, just bring back try to bring back as many as you can to give that that we're a part of that 13-0 Central Florida team that know how to do it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me. And I don't think that's that's not earth-shattering news that he wants to get the band back together.
No.
Because that's exactly the way I would draw it up if I was making a triumphant return. That's kind of the way we drew it up here on Extreme Sports.
Well, it kind of depends on where those guys are at right now.
Yeah.
The guys that he had before at Central Florida, they've obviously moved on to bigger and better jobs, hopefully. Sure. Maybe they don't want to come back to Central Florida. Of course, they're in Orlando. Who wouldn't want to go down there?
As I look outside my window this morning, that seems like a very palatable place to go.
You and I could maybe get hired as a consultant. We could do this show from Orlando.
Absolutely.
That's the nice thing about this show. You and I, we're portable. We're portable. We can do this show anywhere.
Except for a hotel room with bad internet access.
We're going to get by that. we got a solution to that. My IT guy's been working on that since you had problems.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got a solution to that.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, we can. This show is portable.
Yeah.
So if Scott's wanting to get a hold of us, just go ahead and call our regular number at 402-834-1330. The line is open. I'll hang around all day waiting for your call. So maybe if you have a position where Tyson and I can maybe help you out at Central Florida down there in Orlando.
Oh, man. One look on my job application to Scott Frost, if he takes a look at my previous social media posts about his regime at Nebraska,
you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right, you stay here then.
I trashed him way too much during the Husker football run.
I like Scott Frost.
From the word go. I mean,
I like him.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. I like him.
Sure.
I like him. I like him more if he's going to give me a call.
He's a consultant?
402-834-1330. I could consult something. God, there's consultants all over the place.
Yeah, pull up Facebook during a Husker football game. We got an entire state full of consultants.
Anyway.
I'd be the run the damn ball consultant. I could be a consultant to the run the damn ball. Get a fullback.
How tough is that?
Right? Run the damn ball. God, if we would have done it sooner this season, maybe we wouldn't be in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Matt Rule, he was on the Big Ten Network last night. He's getting fired up about the Pinstripe Bowl. He had some early thoughts about facing Boston College in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Well, I have a long history with Bill O'Brien. A lot of respect. I was the head coach at Temple when he was at Penn State. What he did for my alma mater was amazing, and followed his career. He's done a great job at Boston College. I got a chance to see them a lot, so I think it'll be a great matchup. We're excited to go bowling and to play a classy team like Boston College.
And Rule says bowl practice is already underway.
We started last week. For us, this is really the first game of next year. Our seniors, we want to end this season on the right note, but it's been a long time since Nebraska's had bowl practice, and we have a lot of young players who can use it. So we'll balance development and also getting ready to go play in the Pinstripe Bowl, and we're excited to get to New York City and enjoy Christmas, in the big city.
This will be Nebraska's first bowl appearance since 2016, and it happens in just the second year of Coach Rule being in Lincoln.
Well, obviously we want more. We want to compete for championships, but I think this is a great stepping stone on that. And as you said, it was the longest, I think, Power 4 bowl drought, and so I think that means that accomplishing it, getting it knocked out of there is good. And I'm excited. I'm excited for our young players to have a chance to play one more game, go compete, and we're going to fight for what we want.
And this is Matt Rule appearing on the Big Ten Network last night. He was also asked about freshman quarterback Dylan Raiola.
I think, to come in and play as a freshman in modern college football, especially in a conference like the Big Ten, he played against two college football playoff teams. He was a part of us beating Wisconsin for the first time in 12 years. He was a part of us getting to a bowl game. He was a part of beating Colorado, who finished the year ranked. So I thought he gained a lot of valuable knowledge. And again, he'll tell you it's not where he wants to be. It's not where I want to be, but it is a good stepping stone, on this journey.
Also talked about turnovers. The Huskers had 31 of them last season. We pretty well cut that in half. We had just 17 this year.
I just think we got better, and the numbers still aren't good enough, especially in the second half of the year. So to me, I'm an incrementalist, right? You try to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. We showed positive momentum in that area. We're facing a BC team. I think it's 12th in the country or something in turnover margin, maybe 22nd. And, we're just now getting to study them, but they do that well. And so we'll continue to make progress. And as you win the turnover battle, you win most games in college football.
Rule is now 11-13 in 2 years at Nebraska, and he says it's time for the program to take the next step.
I think the biggest thing is, at Temple we were 2-10, then 6-6, and then we went to 10 wins. At Baylor we were 1-11. 6-6, won the bowl game, and then we won 11 games. And it's really a jump. It's a mindset. Where you're not hoping to win, you're not close to winning. Like, you go out there and expect to win, and you don't tolerate anything other than winning behavior. And we've been kind of a young team. Sometimes a young team can be a young-minded team, impressionable team, and it's time for us to play grown man football. And that's why this bowl is so important. To go to New York City, to be in the media market capital, the media capital of the world. You can be distracted, and we'll have fun. But we also have to go there with sort of a grown man mindset that, we're going to go play to win. We know Boston College will do the same, and have this kind of jumpstart our off season into next year.
And we can't discuss college football without talking about the transfer portal.
Yeah, I think what Indiana has shown all of us is that if you don't have to go get the biggest names. You have to go get guys that love to compete, love to play, and have a history of production. You're not going to the portal probably for potential. You're going for production, and so it's a new landscape. It's a landscape that we're a little bit familiar with from our time in the NFL. With free agency and. I think we're going to try to dominate it. We're going to, we have some young players that we really like, guys that we're bringing back that we're excited about. Obviously we'll lose some players in today's world, but we'll come out on the other end better. And so, yeah, we're going to find guys who think like us, who are one of us, and make this team even better.
And the guys from the Big Ten Network had to bring up the fact that we are 2-10 in one possession games the last 2 years under Matt.
Yeah, that's where that whole sort of incrementalist process theory is. It's like, hey, you know what? We just got to get a little bit better. And it was the same thing last year, but we did make a few more plays. We won a close game here, a close game there. I talked about the things we feel like we have accomplished. And so we just have to get better. We have to grow. We have to improve the roster. We have to develop the roster. We have to improve the coaching, develop the coaching, and mainly have that mindset. And, we had the ball in our hand to go win it. I think 5 times this year, and weren't able to do it in those games. But we also won a close game versus Rutgers. We also came back, down in the fourth quarter against Purdue and won the game. So we've shown some signs of we're heading in the right direction, but we'll just work and we'll just get better.
That's Matt Rule again. He was on the Big Ten Network, and John, looking forward to the Pinstripe Bowl for the first time. We'll hear more from the coach as the weeks roll on, but bowl practice is underway. So there we go, getting ready for the Pinstripe Bowl, getting ready for our trip in New York City. Anybody going? Have you run into anybody that's actually going to the bowl game?
I have not, no.
I ran into some people and said they checked prices. And it's right during Christmas time.
In New York.
So all of a sudden you've got to get to New York, so the flights are...
Oh, man.
they're not cheap. And then you got to find a hotel to stay in New York during Christmas time.
Or possibly like friends and family. I know a lot of people that do that when they go to New York. They bypass the whole expensive motels, hotels.
Well, because they're cheap. Your friends are cheap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We plenty of cheap friends.
Hell, your friends would sleep on a floor someplace.
Dude, I know how to pick them, right?
Well, you got to say, hey,
the best of the scenario.
Call up your buddy from college.
Mm-hmm.
He's in New York City, and he's got like a little 1-bedroom apartment, just
flat.
big enough for him, and maybe all of his crap that he brings along. You say, hey, you care if I bunk out on your floor? Yeah, batch out on you. No, the couch is full. Couch is full. Somebody's already sleeping there, but you can sleep on the floor.
Make it work.
You could make it work.
Just bring a little sleeping bag. Yeah.
Anyway, I'd be interested in knowing anybody that's going to the bowl game in New York City about what it's going to cost you.
We could bring them on as a correspondent.
Yep, a consultant.
A consultant to the show.
A traveling consultant from Extreme Sports.
I like that idea.
It's in the budget.
Yeah.
It pays as well as your position and mine.
And the Blazing 5 predictors.
Yeah.
That we've grown. We've grown our staff to like 4 on the Blazing 5.
My staff is so huge. My staff is so huge anymore. Fastest growing staff in Nebraska as a radio media outlet.
That's a media outlet.
God.
Love it.
So, if you're going to the bowl game or making plans or at least looking at it, give me a call or tweet me or text me something. I'd like to ask you some questions. And we want to get you on the show or something. That'd be great.
That'd be really fun. That would be fun. Speaking of the bowl games, and we talked about the bowl game relevance. And as I sit there and I listen to Coach Rule and everything that he's saying about how this is such an important step for Nebraska football, in the grand 40-odd bowl games that are available, is there a bigger one for one single program than the Pinstripe Bowl for Nebraska? I'm going to pose that question. Is there a bigger bowl game out there for a single college football program than the Pinstripe Bowl is for the future of Nebraska football?
You're going to say we need to win?
I'm not going to say we need to win. I'm just saying to get there, to get that experience, to get that extra bowl practice, is like I don't see a significant bowl game that is more important for the development of a program than Nebraska reaching the Pinstripe Bowl this year.
So if we go to the Pinstripe Bowl and get blown out by 30, you won't care?
Absolutely not.
By Boston College?
I mean, if we're
practicing, that's all you want.
If it leads to future success next year, like he says, developing that mindset, right? Being not just okay with being in games and being close anymore, and finding your way to the expectation levels have to get there. When we sat and we had an honest debate over the Rutgers matchup, it was kind of eye-opening for me because I'm like, we don't expect to win those games anymore. From a fan base, from a program, from the players in the locker room and the coaching staff, when we sat there and says, Rutgers, they're going to provide some challenges for us, and we're going to have to play. We don't have that level of expectation to beat the teams we need to beat anymore. And I kind of got on the tangent a little bit yesterday in the Iowa quote-unquote rivalry that I call it, that the Big Ten just laid out for us. When our expectations are to beat mediocre football programs, we need to raise those expectations. And if you want to raise those expectations, expect to win 10 games every year. It kind of starts with putting that mindset, putting that mentality into this bowl game. And so in a lot of ways, if we go out there and we get kicked in the face by Boston College, that will be a little bit of disappointment, because I want to see that the first step to becoming that winning program is going out there and making an impressive statement. I mean, making a statement in New York City.
I think we need to go there and dominate. To take the next step that we want to take, I think we need to go to the Pinstripe Bowl and dominate. You're sitting on the East Coast, in the New York media market. What better way? Go out there and just kick their butts. I mean, win by 35 points. Boston College is a mediocre type of team that you were talking about.
Agreed.
So that's a team that we need to go in there and just kick their butts. We need to win by 35 points.
Little Lee chiming in. Not a fan of Matt continuing to talk about his third-year record. Can't explain why, but I feel like it's setting himself and the program up for a bad third year.
Yep.
But it's on every graphic.
Yep.
Of every game.
Temple and Baylor, he's turned it around into a great season in his third year. Next year will be the third year. Break out the Roulade. I can hear it already. Come about June or July of this year. Maybe after the bowl game is over.
Show me. Yeah, show me. Show me that you can do it.
Yeah, maybe if we go in and kick Boston College butt by 35 points.
Sure.
Hell, we'll all be drinking the Roulade.
I'll be swimming in it, man. I'll take a dive from a high dive.
All off season, we'll be drinking the Roulade. because the third year is the year.
Yeah,
The third year
according
is
to
the
the
year.
pundits and the experts and even Coach Rule himself, like he's
No, it's
bought
just
into his own narrative.
It's just a fact.
Yeah.
We are just presenting the fact. The fact is he turned around the program in 3 years at Temple. He turned around the program at Baylor in 3 years. He's doing the same thing at Nebraska.
Let's do
next
it.
year. Let's do it.
Show me, though. Beat Boston College.
Pop the can. Pop the can on the roulade. I'm in. I'm in on the roulade. 7:54. You're waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Local news this hour brought to you by the Hastings Federal Credit Union, where you can access your accounts wherever you go with mobile banking, bringing you financial peace of mind straight from the palm of your hand. Securely and conveniently manage your accounts and loans anytime from anywhere. Transfer funds, deposit checks, pay bills with bill pay, and quickly access your account balances to help you cover whatever little curveballs life throws your way. It's one of the many ways you can experience the credit union difference. That's Hastings Federal Credit Union, 707 North Marion Road, hastingsfcu.org. Hastings Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender. We'll start off this morning at the state capitol with news on the Nebraska National Guard as Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen held a mass bill signing ceremony yesterday to make laws aimed at helping Nebraska National Guard members. Pillen was joined in the signing ceremony by the legislation's introducers, Senator Tom Brewer, Lauren Lippincott, and Rita Sanders. One law changes the maximum age for the adjutant general, allowing them to serve until they are 66 years of age. Another law exempting Nebraska National Guard income from state income taxes. A third, eliminating a limitation on the amount of tuition credits available for Nebraska National Guard members. And lastly, a law that changes incentive payment provisions relating to recruitment and retention of the Nebraska National Guard. Meanwhile, from current state senators to one former state senator John Keene remaining focused on preventing Nebraskans from medical marijuana. Despite a previously failed court challenge and the issue being widely passed by voters in November, Keene's latest request for an injunction was filed yesterday over the medical marijuana petitions that put the issue on the ballot in the first place. Keene also argues that the ballot initiative charged with creating a state regulatory system for medical marijuana violates federal law. It is coming up on 7:57. We'll swing things back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, Nebraska promoting John Butler to the defensive coordinator's position. He's been serving as the team's secondary coach for the Huskers. In addition, Phil Snow is going to be named the team's associate head coach. He has served as Matt Rule's defensive coordinator at Temple, Baylor, and with the Carolina Panthers. Huskers are also set to hire Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach Terry Braden as their defensive line coach. And a former Nebraska assistant coach is joining the staff at Florida State. Defensive passing game coordinator and secondary coach Evan Cooper has been hired to coach the safeties for the Seminoles. He resigned his role from Nebraska back in July of 2024 for personal reasons. A.J. Rollins is the latest Husker to enter the transfer portal. He was a tight end during the 2024 season, spent some time with the defensive line in 2023. The Nebraska women's basketball team will face Tarleton State tonight at PBA, beginning at 7 o'clock. Hastings College basketball teams are on the road tonight in Seward to take on Concordia. Action gets underway at 6 with the women's game, 7:45 for the guys. Our pregame show at 5:45 this afternoon. In high school basketball last night, the Adams Central boys beat Wood River 64-49. Adams Central girls over the Eagles by a score of 64-54.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After that burst of snow last night, today we'll have plenty of sunshine. It'll still be chilly, though, highs in the mid-30s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, be coming out of the north-northeast. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, a low around 15 with an east wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Thursday, plenty of sunshine, a high around 30. 13 is the overnight low Thursday night into Friday, and then Friday afternoon, a chance of a wintry mix. Light snow possible Friday night. 31 is the high on Friday, and 30s into the weekend.
West winds at 6, gusts to around 11. It's 20 degrees in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Hi, Mike Will, Tyson Urbanic, huddle up here on Extreme Sports. Like our page, that's the only way you'll be able to keep up to date. We got so many things coming up here in the next couple of months. Like our page on Facebook, and you'll stay up to date on our broadcast schedule and all the changes we're making here at Extreme Sports and all the additions. So keep that in mind. Like our page, and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, like we say. Join us each and every morning at 7 for Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports.
Absolutely, and we added 2 members to the Extreme Sports family last night that stopped in for a brew after the Adams Central JV game wrapped up, and they were saying, "Oh, how can we watch the game? Oh, these huddle cams, they just have one cam." I go, pot up Extreme Sports, and they said, "Oh yeah, our friends were telling us about that and how much they love it." So ranting and raving, and we're getting wide and rave reviews from those here in the Hastings community, and we absolutely love it. I'm going to leave you with one thing.
Yep.
We talked about slogans, and you had mentioned "use your head, not your foot." It took me an hour, but I came up with a good slogan that I think Nebraska can use, and I'll take royalties on it. You can go ahead and pay me if you want to make this part of your statewide campaign. When you see snow, take it slow.
Oh, God.
I took an hour to come up with that.
That is pretty good.
Thank you very much. It's like turn around, don't drown. When you see snow, take it slow.
Keep that right at the top of the page.
Yeah.
The next time it snows.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Very good. We are off and rolling today, aren't we? Makes me feel good. Thanks to, we got a lot of new people that was in the room this morning.
Yeah.
On the Facebook, and I see, Twitch had some new viewers as well.
We got some Twitch comments. We had a couple of viewers in the YouTube lobby. We're all over the place.
Yeah, if you want to listen to the show again, you can.
Yep, coming up at
a lot of valuable information we had during the past hour or so. Just go to the Roku app on the TV. You got a Roku app. You'll find Extreme Sports there, and click on the Mike and Tyson Huddle Up show, and you can listen to us again.
Second verse, same as the first. The replay coming your way at 9.
You're in the slogans today, aren't you?
They just come to me.
Okay. We'll do this again tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us here on Extreme